cross over to England, which is huge at this stage. And we're taking a look at the oldest football competition, the FA Cup. The English FA Cup holds this weekend at Wembley. It's a rivalry of two teams, Manchester United, Manchester City, the blue half of Manchester, and indeed the Red Devils. Who will indeed carry the day? Will it be Manchester United? Will it be Manchester City? It is indeed this weekend. Wembley is the place to be, and indeed two rivals will indeed step to the pitch. Manchester City with Pep Guardiola, Manchester United with Eric Ten Hag. Well, let's indeed cross over to England via Zoom once again. I'm being joined by two coaches as we indeed take a look at the double-header coming up this weekend and the aftermath of the Premier League season, what it's been like. And Simon Nicole, not Moses Simon of the Super Eagles. Simon Nicole is a football coach, a respected football coach in England. He joins me on the show at this point in time. And also, John Duke is a football coach in England. They will be joining me to indeed take a look at the Premier League season. And also, we will be talking about the big game this weekend. Nicole, Simon, it's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk.
Thanks a lot. It's good to be back.
John Duke, it's your debut on Sports Desk. It's nice to have you, John Duke.
Thanks, Mayan. Lovely to be here. Looking forward to speaking today. Exciting.
Well, I know John Duke has a soft spot, for Liverpool Football Club. Nicole, maybe Chelsea. Let's see how things go. But let's take a look at what it's been like at this point in time. But let's start with what is coming up this weekend. Let me come to you, John Duke. Manchester City, Manchester United. It's the English FA Cup final. Two rivals will take to Wembley.
Yeah, I'd love to say it's going to be close and it's going to be a really tight game, but I can only see one winner. Man City are miles ahead of United this season. It would take an unbelievable occurrence for United to get even close to City. I'm predicting a 4-5-0 win for City this weekend, unfortunately.
Astonishing. 4-5-0 for Manchester City against Manchester United. Well, Nicole, Simon, what's your prediction? What's your take? Are you expecting an upset?
It could change. I don't know. I mean, you got Rashford is in doubt, obviously, because of the England call-ups. I think someone's got to prove something on this game. It could be a tough one. I don't think you shouldn't be like the similar thing that went on with Atlanta and Bayern Leverkusen, going in there thinking that you're going to win it constantly. I don't know. I think Man City might scrape. I think they'll get it easily. They've been unstoppable in the Premiership. They've been great. So I think Man City. I think it'll be 3-1. I say a 3-1.
3-1 in favor of Manchester City. Well, quickly, let's take a look at some talking points from the Premier League today. We understand that the future looks bleak for Eric Ten Hag. And on paper, it seems the hierarchy at Manchester United are probably thinking of a new coach. But who knows? Should Manchester United win the FA Cup final and beat City by as much as 3-4-5-0, probably this could indeed change the mind of those at the of affairs. But can that see the light of day? John, let me come to you. The future of Eric Ten Hag. What's your take?
Wrong records this season, hasn't he, for United? He's just, in my opinion, not good enough at the moment for United. And I made a list today of available managers, so managers out of work at the moment. Zinedine Zidane, De Zerbi, Moyes, Mourinho, Potter, Conte, Steve Cooper, Thomas Tuchel, Pochettino, all out of work. And most of them, I think most United fans would rather have than Ten Hag at the moment. So I think even if he wins the FA Cup on Saturday, unfortunately, that's going to be his time over for United. I really can't see a way back for him at the moment.
Let me still stick with you. Mauricio Pochettino. Were you surprised, John Duke, that Mauricio Pochettino was sacked by Chelsea Football Club despite, getting the best towards the latter stages of the season from his players?
I think it was a big shock because Chelsea were a form team. Their finish to the season was incredible. I think the finish in the European places was fantastic. Now, I don't think it's a mutual consent, is what they're saying. Now, what I think has happened is Pochettino wanted more control over the signings. There was rumours of some of the young players or the academy players they brought through, like Conor Gallagher, having to be sold because of financial fair play. And I think he had a big disagreement. That's the rumours I hear. And so he's decided to leave and look elsewhere. But there'll be plenty of takers. And I'm sure United are sniffing around pretty close now to Pochettino. I'm sure there'll be some talks going on. Very good manager and great at developing youth as well.
Nicole, let's take a look at Anfield, Liverpool destination points, and Klopp is gone. What do you expect from the Reds next season? Do you see them challenging or pushing Manchester City and Arsenal all the way for the trophies, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and all others come next season?
Going into Klopp's slot, I think he's going to have a hard time. The Premiership is a hard league to crack. Okay, for any manager, you've seen the amount of pressure it is in for just Chelsea. I mean, I just got statistics there. They were trying to say for the Chelsea replacement, there's Thomas Frank to replace, Ozan Marcel to replace, McKennie to replace. But you're looking at some of the things, Brentford manager 16th. They finished. Brentford's finished 16th. It's crazy this signing, but it's going to be a hard job for Arne Slot to finish. But I don't know. I haven't seen him. I don't know what he's like in the Premiership. Let's see how he gets on.
Well, and it's welcome to a manager in London, West Ham United, getting Julien Lopetegui and the task ahead in London. What's your take? Lopetegui is here in England.
Well, they've got some great players at West Ham. I hope they keep them on. They keep the players on. I can see there's a lot of pressure on them. They could go if they could keep them on. I would love to see West Ham to try and do well and challenge for the slots for the Champions League next season.
Great summer. Looking forward to the new season. West Ham United getting a new manager there. And then the shocking one at this point in time, there are rumors that Roberto De Zerbi may likely be staying in England. And does that mean that he's headed for West London or is going to Manchester? What is your take on Roberto De Zerbi?
Is that for me, Maya?
Definitely, John.
Yeah. It's really interesting, this big manager merry-go-round, isn't it? I mean, does De Zerbi go or does Pochettino go to United? And then who ends up at Chelsea? I've heard rumours around for Chelsea. Kieran McKenna obviously done an amazing job at Ipswich. It'll be a big job at Chelsea for such a young manager. But I hear rumours that that's what Chelsea are after, a young manager to go in there. There's also, I heard today, some links Eddie Howe with Chelsea, again, fitting their model of wanting a real nice up-and-coming young manager in their role. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see who goes where. I think once the first person gets in the place, the rest will follow. I say it's a real manager merry-go-round at the moment, isn't it? It's going to be an interesting summer for sure.
Interesting summer for sure. But before I let you go, and before I also come to Nicole, come next season, do you think it will be a battle of the top two, like what we saw this season, or the top four, or the top six?
I could see probably the top six, maybe. Obviously, because of top four. I think there's a lot more money in the Premiership at the moment. I think it's changing a lot. The Premiership is very competitive. You saw how close it was at the top. Arsenal just losing out at that last minute. I mean, if they won that Aston Villa game, would have been a little bit of a different story going on. I think it's really hard. I mean, if a manager can prove themselves at the beginning of the season, get the right strategy, and carry on with that strategy for the whole season, I think they could hit the top. Yeah.
And then Manchester City, dominance, winning the Premier League title 4 times in a row. And I'm sure at this stage, the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, and others will give them a run for their money next season. Simon Nicole, John Duke, I must say a very big thank you for talking to us live all the way from London. Southwest London, precisely for Simon Nicole. And definitely, it's nice to have the Londoners on the show. Many thanks once again.
Thanks a lot. Yes.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, both coaches at this stage, talking about John Duke, a former youth coach of Liverpool, and looking forward to next season. Well,